Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Scarlett Johansson's lawyer. You may also know me from my other job as governor of the great state of New York. Yes, I'm Andrew Cuomo, and I am in fact a practicing lawyer. Look it up, it's on my Wikipedia. And I just want to take some time out before we start this trial. If anybody has any biases against me because of what I did to them dames, then go ahead, have your little biases, okay? I'm not gonna take anything back. I'm an Italian man. My mother, my father, both of them taught me how to kiss people when they didn't want to be kissed. And I'm really good at kissing people. I asked them girls about their sex lives. I touched them inappropriately. You know what? I'll admit to it. I'll cop to it, just like I cop to feel, right? The thing is, I don't care. I'm a damn fine governor, and you will not impeach me, okay? I was the sexiest man alive during the pandemic. I don't give a hoot about that Fauci character. I fought with my brother. I wrote a book. I killed a bunch of people in nursing homes, and I touched a couple of girls. Who cares? All right? Okay, we're just going to come here. We're going to get Scarlett Johansson that $50 million. All right? All right. Now, who's next?
It's news time. Delivering to you the news you didn't know about, the news you didn't care about, and the news you didn't know you cared about. With host, Chad White. Now, here's that host, Chad White.
Welcome back to News Time. I'm your host, Chad White, and this is the litigation news you didn't know about. Can you believe we're almost done with the summer blockbuster season, and I've yet to do an episode about summer blockbusters? Well, the trend continues with this story. Scarlett Johansson is suing her employer due to the release of Black Widow, and you'll never guess who her employer is. Go on, show me. Come on. Dang it, yeah, it's Disney. Scarlett has taken the House of Mouse to task over potential profits to the tune of $50 million lost, thanks in part to the Black Widow releasing simultaneously on Disney Plus and in theaters. We're still in the middle of a pandemic with a new variant strain becoming a nuisance, but people are still going out into the world because they need to have their expensive cocktails for some reason. Don't know who that character was. Why stay at home to watch a movie when you can go to a theater? It's cheaper. But we're not here to chat about that. We're here to talk about Scarlett. In the suit, it stated that Disney purposefully breached the agreement as written through Marvel. Johansson would have an airtight case if not for one thing: Disney scapegoating Marvel. Now, it's not a total scapegoat sitch, but it's subtle, but it's there. As pointed out by Eric Gardner at The Hollywood Reporter, this is an arbitration clause with Marvel, so she's not claiming breach of contract. Said clause states if producer in its sole discretion determines to release the picture, then such release shall be a wide theatrical release of the picture, i.e. no less than 1,500 screens. It continues to say the release is supposed to be exclusive to theaters. Exclusive is the key word here, technically, because the contract technically doesn't say exclusive. Add in the pandemic and pretty good explosion. The pandemic could be an excuse as to why movies aren't doing well. I venture to say it's the main one, but there are so many more factors cropping up around this summer's box office that point to other problems. For one, people might not have wanted a Black Widow movie. That's why Hawkeye is getting a show following a more promising character. Jungle Cruise is doing gangbusters, considering. It pulled in roughly $71 million as of this writing, with 34 of it coming from opening weekend. But it did cost $200 million to make. Those figures do include Disney Plus Premier Access. For all intents and purposes, Black Widow did well. It dragged in $80 million opening weekend and slowed significantly due to the Disney Plus rentability. Even Warner Brothers, The Little Things, did reasonably well, and it came out during a time in which theaters were open at their own risks. And it launched via streaming service too, a service that it came free of charge with, but a streamer nonetheless. And historically, I refuse to take sides on this show. It's just not in my nature. News Time is like PBS NewsHour reviewers come to expect professionalism and the utmost factual nature of entertainment business news. All that said, Disney responded with wild accusations that, quite frankly, made me want to break into the Disney vault where I assume Walt Disney's frozen body lies next to a bunch of unsold Diamond Edition VHSs of The Lion King, drag it out and desecrate it. I'm thinking Weekend at Bernie's 3, where we road trip across the U.S. visiting various bar mitzvahs and Jewish heritage museums along the way. He'd hate that. The company would go on to use the coronavirus pandemic as their excuse, saying that Johansson is taking advantage of the time we're in to be selfish. Disney, you forget the multitude of times when you only hired people of color for you when it was convenient. Otherwise, if it were up to you, you'd still be hiring black people to play frog princesses and royalty from made-up nations instead of, I don't know, love interests or regular teens who worry about their SATs as much as their white peers. Fingers are being pointed in every direction. Even the theater owners say Disney overstepped. Everyone backs Johansson, from her agency to other stars whose names I don't care to write down in the script. Heck, even I support her, and she's my mortal enemy. Let this girl get paid. What? I think I can break my rule just this one time. Johansson is opening the door for more lawsuits of this nature. She's a friggin' pioneer. Jump in, Gerard Butler. The water's fine. Gal Gadot and Patty Jenkins may have also started the movement back in December of last year with the release of Wonder Woman 1984. The actress and director both were negotiated to get paid $10 million in bonuses because of the simultaneous release on HBO Max. In turn, that opened the path for other stars to have similar conversations, like Denzel Washington, who earned an extra $20 million for the little things. If this all sounds obtuse, here's a workable breakdown, at least for the Warner side of the conversation. Those making $4 million or less get an advance of 25% of their salary. Those making over that amount get 40%. That's in addition to traditional deferments and have threshold bonuses, like if a movie makes over X amount of dollars, actors get paid X percentage amount of money. Scarlett Johansson is leading the charge when it comes to getting her paper. I don't blame her. I've been asking to get paid for years, but billionaire Chad is not a good boss. Think Les Moonves, but more Moonves. This lawsuit Johansson launched could be around for a while. Let's hope both sides can come to some sort of agreement. Even if it's not the total amount, Johansson paved the way for many actors, producers, and other creatives to get their bags. Did I say that right? Get their bag? Guys, I think I'm pretty cool now. You know, it'd be really cool if you subscribe and check out one of our other videos. Of course, you can head to the website cpluscomedy.com, where there are so many great things, like my Andrew Cuomo impersonation, that you'll go, why is he doing this? You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at cpluscomedy. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Chad Black White. Like us on Facebook. Listen to the Constitutionals podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And Cuomo's back. Everybody, hide your body parts.